Borderlands should have been one of the easiest video game adaptations ever made to the big screen. It was hand-placed on a platter to be successful. A massive fan base, iconic, colorful characters, and a loud, chaotic, stylized world in Pandora that is just begging to be made into a film. And somehow, Hollywood managed to fucking kill Borderlands altogether. And not because Borderlands was hard to adapt, because they never even understood what Borderlands was supposed to be in the first place. At its core, Borderlands the games aren't just looter shooters. They're space westerns, they're a parody on capitalism. It's a world where violence and humor collide non-stop, just over and over and over and over. It's fucking Mad Max with Roadrunner and Saturday morning cartoons just thrown into the pot and just stirred in there. But the tone is the secret sauce. It's over the top, it's self-aware, it's comedic, it's ridiculous. Borderlands itself in a concept doesn't take itself seriously, but it absolutely takes its world seriously. And I say that because that distinction matters. Because if Hollywood would have understood that, we would have had a fucking pretty good movie that you could have turned into a franchise. But they fucked it. I could have immediately told you that Borderlands was going to fail as a film. It starts with the casting. Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Jamie Lee Curtis. On the surface, none of these characters are a problem. They kind of make a little bit of sense. These are all great actors in their own right in some capacity, especially Jamie Lee Curtis. I think she could have done well in this thing. But the problem is that these actors were casted to sell tickets. They weren't casted to sell these characters. Lilith in Borderlands she's sharp and emotionally guarded, and she's dangerous and is a flare, is a wildflower. Roland is stoic and disruptive because he's disciplined and he's authoritative. He has a quiet calmness to him. What part of Kevin Hart screams that at all? Instead of this character exists in the world of Borderlands, I have fucking Kevin Hart pretending and dressing up as a Borderlands character for Halloween. And once that illusion is immediately broken, it doesn't ever come back. Borderlands suffers from the same massive issue that Hollywood has failed to understand with other video game adaptations that have crashed and burned over the last however many years. The fans of Borderlands don't love that series because of the plot. They love Borderlands because of the world that it's in, and the chaos and the humor and the characters that live in that world. They love it strictly, and I mean this, of vibes. They love Borderlands because of the vibes of Borderlands. Borderlands is madness from madness, created from madness, when madness and madness fuck, and they conceive to create madness, and then they pick up that madness and they just throw it in the air, and then that madness explodes and spreads more madness across Borderlands. That is quite literally what the game is about. But Hollywood wanted to create Guardians of the Galaxy. Again, why? It sands down the edges. It cleans up the jokes. It makes it a mess. Instead of leaning into absurdity, it tries to make Borderlands respectable and make sense. It was never supposed to make sense. On the surface, in some capacity, the movie kinda looks like Borderlands. The costumes are right-ish. The environment resembles Pandora-ish. The cel-shaded aesthetics is hinted at-ish. It's all cosplay level authenticity. It just doesn't move right. It doesn't gel right. It doesn't fit the way it's supposed to fit because it's not written correctly. Borderlands was never meant to be a circle peg that fits into a circle hole. It's supposed to be a square peg that just gets fucking jammed into that circle hole until it fits. Hollywood keeps making video game adaptations by looking at it and going, how can we make this into a movie? Not, how do the fans want us to make this into a movie? Why do people even give a shit about this in the first place? Realistically, a Borderlands movie should have felt more like an R-rated animated feature. Perhaps that is the better medium to go down. Less polish, more anarchy something that just fucking doesn't make sense. Borderlands thrives on excess, and Hollywood tried to make that digestible, and it's just not. Could you imagine something as great as Tales from the Borderlands adapted into an animated show? Yo. But this was just a classic failure of identity again. We keep doing this over and over and over again. And you remember whenever the movie came out, maybe a few years ago, I made a video about how Borderlands was doomed to fail from the beginning. But realistically, looking back on it and going to rewatch the movie, it wasn't really doomed to fail from the beginning because this was possible to do, and it actually was easy enough. We just face fucked this thing into oblivion, to be honest. And I'm a firm believer that the Borderlands franchise overstayed its welcome for the most part anyway. I think Borderlands 3 didn't exactly live up to what was hoped for or expected of it for whatever reason, and I believe Borderlands 3 came out before the movie. But if there was a tiredness around Borderlands, perhaps the movie could have injected some life into the franchise, and instead, I think it killed it altogether. Let me know what you think about the Borderlands movie in the comments below. Let me know if you think that this movie is what killed that entire franchise, because I sure as hell do. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It really helps a lot. If you want to see more shit that we do in the future, I recommend clicking subscribe and clicking the notification bell. I hear if you do, you get some bitches. So that would be sick. It would help a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, adios, and bye-bye.